Hi, welcome back to another episode of BS with Bella. I'm with Cassidy Lunney, and she is the CEO and co-founder of Slay Public Relations. So welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So when did you start this PR journey?
So the PR journey has been like a whole up and down thing, lots of trials and tribulations. But on my own, I started about a year ago.
Okay.
And then the last 8-9 months I've really been on my own, and then I have this wonderful assistant. Her name is Harley. She's been helping me out a lot, but I kind of started in college and got a feel for the PR world and what I liked about it, and that kind of just took me off into a career.
And when did you start Slay Public Relations? Because I see you're the CEO and co-founder.
Yes.
How did you get a partner? And
yeah, so I basically started that in October. I actually was laid off from a job that I had. I was there for a while, actually. I started there with an internship, but there was just a lot going on. There were so many clients.
And it opened a door for you, obviously.
Yes, it opened a really big door for me, and I'm thankful that it happened. It sucked at the time, but that's kind of just where I kind of just pushed myself to go. So I started Slay Public Relations. I got the LLC. I kind of
that's a cool name, Slay, because that's a really catchy slogan right now. Everyone goes Slay.
Exactly. And I have a super edgy side. I'm all tatted up.
Yeah.
So it's kind of supposed to be a little dark. And,
yeah,
but still cute. Because that's my two personalities, bubbly but really edgy. I don't know, whatever. But
bubbly and edgy.
Yeah.
Well, you have to stand out, I feel with different other companies.
Exactly. So from there, I kind of just started doing my own thing. I got a few clients on my own.
Wow.
Some friends of mine needed help with little projects, and I kept going from there. I work with Sid Smith. She's a micro fine line tattoo artist, and she's one of my best friends. She's absolutely great. I've also worked with Gina Milish, who was Miss New Jersey, and she has
that's a big client for you.
Yeah, she's awesome, and she has a jewelry line called Gina the Brand. So,
oh, nice.
Yeah. And then I also have Tyler Schur, who's a videographer. I have a restaurant I'm working with in New York City. John Albano from Intended Goods. He's based out of Asbury Wall Township.
Oh, nice. So a lot of these are kind of local for you.
Yeah. That's kind of just how I got the ball rolling. Is
yes.
Just being more local. It's always, that's even with a PR strategy. You have to start local and then expand your way to the bigger.
I feel that. I feel it with this podcast. I got to start local and go up.
Exactly.
And so when you picked up Sydney as a client, did that open a lot of doors for you? Because I know she's very TikTok famous right now.
Yeah.
She's I see her tattoos everywhere.
Yeah, it absolutely did open up a lot of doors for me. I'm very thankful for her and our friendship and our business partnership. Anytime she kind of just posts and gives a shout out, say we get a media placement or a cool interview, it definitely helps that extra exposure for myself as well. But it's obviously mutually beneficial. We work really great together. I've been with her a little over a year now.
Oh, nice.
Business-wise, but we've been friends for a while. She's great, and she definitely helps generate new leads for me. She kind of she'll stick my name out when she can, and I always appreciate that. And all of my clients do that, and then I do the same for them. We it's just a community of us all helping one another.
That's awesome, because especially with a clientele that helps with this public relations, this firm, you said you just started kind of in October.
Yeah.
So how do you find certain clients? Do you people now that you have your local, what are you doing outside your local circle?
So right now I kind of do some freelance opportunities in between just to kind of get my feet wet and more experience. Obviously I don't think I know everything. Starting this company is kind of just a lot of ebbing and flowing, and just moving around, seeing what makes sense. But I typically like to do social media audits, searching for different people and clients that fit my vibe and Harley's vibe, because we do work together. And then kind of go from there. Sometimes I'll reach out via email and send a pitch. Sometimes it's as simple as networking in public. I could go somewhere in Red Bank like Centrata or, go to Gabriella's and then end up networking there. Or even La Lupa, which is, in the area too. So places like that where you have these people spending great money, who are just as entrepreneurial as you are. And kind of just having that like-minded mindset and kind of wanting to collaborate and just seeing where you can get your business card.
Where do you see your PR firm in the future? Where would you like to expand it? Is there a certain area outside New Jersey where you would want to go?
Yeah, so I definitely want to expand across the board. So I did actually just accept a new position with a new firm. I don't want to reveal too many details because
stay tuned.
So I do plan to kind of step away from the day-to-day on my end and like let Harley take that over, and then just like see where I could grow with this other PR firm and then kind of go from there. But in the future, I do see it being just kind of like a collective for you know, clients, any freelance PR agents who are looking to kind of build their repertoire, you know, whether that be like signing on different clients and then finding the perfect freelancers to kind of fit that. My idea really, it sounds crazy because I know I'm doing the PR thing right now, but I kind of just want it to be an area for everybody to come to.
Yeah.
Whether I'm like the publicist doesn't matter to me or not at that point. Like I have who I have my clients, like I want to stay with them. Yeah, I don't want to like spread myself thin, and I want to do everybody justice.
So you kind of want to give everyone the opportunity to be in contact than just being so distant and be like, hey, you need to go to this event. Like you want it more personal, which I like because a lot of people I feel like are kind of hesitant to join PR firms because like not to have like this like talent agency rap, but like people are like, well, they don't really help you, but like if you're more personal, I feel like then you get a better experience than just like an average big name firm. If that kind of makes sense.
Exactly. No, it does. So I kind of want it to be someplace where I can match up different clients to different publicists or freelancers who might be looking for more work because like I said, I'm going to have to step away from the day-to-day other than the people that I'm working with now. I also have Brushed by Soph, who I forgot to mention before. They're really amazing. She has a bunch of followers on TikTok too. She like makes these.
I saw the sneakers, right?
Sneakers, yeah. So kind of people like that. So like
you have like very like tattoo sneakers, content creators. So it's like you have a realm of like different people.
Exactly. So it's kind of like I want to like those are the people I vibe with and I want to work with.
Yes.
And then I want to see like maybe there's like a publicist who specializes in like restaurants or only works with like food. Like maybe they're looking for work. Maybe
and then you can have another branch of opportunity.
Kind of just, like be a conglomerate and everybody kind of just like figure out where they belong and me be like the liaison for that. You know?
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
And do you guys like set like prices or like you kind of just like go off what other firms kind of?
So I like to work within budgets. I do not, especially because like listen, I'm starting out. I know a lot of people I work with are starting out. I don't like to like am I allowed to curse? Am I allowed to curse?
Yeah, you're allowed to go.
You're allowed to curse. I don't want to like fuck anybody over.
No, I feel that.
So
especially you don't want to like screw anyone out of money because then you're like, oh, sorry, you're out like $800. Like sucks to suck.
Exactly, and I would never want to do that to somebody. So yes, there are some people who are paying a lot more.
Yeah.
There's some people who are paying a lot less. It depends on what they're looking to do. If you're looking to do just basic media coverage, local, like that's, you know, a lot cheaper. If you're looking for the whole shebang, that's a lot more money. But I also try to do it fairly. Whatever your budget is, I'm willing to work with that and then come up with what we're doing because again,
that's like very nice to hear from like people who do start small because I feel like it's so hard to navigate what's a good firm of PR or where to go to and people like are like, well, here's $4,000 and this is what you're starting at and I'm going to charge you more. So, and sometimes you don't get that full experience. So do you guys have like a social media outlet that helps you build your firm with like
so I mean, mainly Instagram. That's kind of where I try to build a following there. Whether it's my personal, whether it's Harley's, whether it's the Slate PR account. I also made this new Instagram account called Blonde Succubus. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm calling it Blonde Succubus.
That's a very creative name.
Thank you, the sinister strategist. So I can like kind of build my brand a little bit more as a PR person and a media professional. So it's like when I'm reaching out to editors or whoever it may be, they're like, "Oh, that's the Blonde Succubus." And like, I know it sounds ridiculous, but it makes sense
like you also have to show like who you are outside a PR firm, to grow yourself too. Even though you're growing other people, you want to grow yourself as well and have a name for yourself, just like how anyone starting small wants to go.
Yeah.
Would you say like social media is like your biggest place where you're like, okay, this is how we're going to get the ball rolling with clients and like get their names out? Or is there another outlet? Do you guys go to certain places or?
So I would not say that social media is like the number one. It obviously helps.
And that's surprising.
I know. So listen to this. So I feel like That's not the biggest thing. So I could get you results with or without my own social media account.
Wow.
That doesn't mean, and that's for any publicist who knows what they're doing and, is seasoned and experienced. You don't necessarily need a million followers to be good at PR. You just need to know how to communicate with people. So,
those comm majors.
Yeah, exactly. So, don't feel like you need to have a million followers just to put yourself out there. It helps. Of course it helps. But at the end of the day, my job is to make sure my clients have a good story to tell. They have all their ducks in the row. They're giving me all the information that I need.
Yeah.
Their product's good. Their service is good. I try to vet people before
you offer them to people.
Exactly. And the most important part is just always being in sync with one another. It's always good to just have the information you need on file so that if an editor asks me for something really quickly, I have it. I don't have to go back.
You do have to go back and forth with them, wait for them to answer, and then kind of be opportunity's gone.
Yeah, an editor doesn't give a shit about my social media presence. They care more about what's my client doing, what are they offering, and it's good to just work on that relationship. So that's where you find the most success in PR, is working on that relationship, whether it is on social media or through email or in person.
That's crazy. Yeah. And people would think social media is the main outlet right now.
Yeah.
About spreading PR.
Yeah.
So when you say you just started this PR firm, would you take clients in LA or you haven't really thought?
Yeah, I would absolutely do that. I just don't, I don't want to spread myself too thin, and I kind of want to give Harley more of the reins here and see what she wants to do because she's going to be in the bulk of it in the day to day. And then again, as
you don't want to take too many clients on.
Exactly. That's the other thing. I find a lot of agencies like to pile on clients without
actually doing the work.
Without fully sourcing everything, making sure they hit all their avenues. It's important to me to maintain the current clients before signing on a million other ones. That's the only way you could have effective.
Are you guys mostly remote or do you have an office?
Yeah, so we're remote. I don't have an office. I come to places like this or a library or Bellworks, whatever it might be.
To kind of do work.
Yeah, because I have an office at home, but my cats are jumping all over me, my dog's barking.
It's your personal bubble.
Exactly, and it's okay, I need to just go somewhere else, Starbucks, literally anywhere but my room or my.
Will you meet these clients first before you take them on?
Yes.
Do you do a rounds of interviews type of thing?
Yep, I typically meet with them. I want to get to know their vibe. If they understand PR, if they don't, it's my job to coach them on it.
Yeah.
I typically like to have a meeting first before doing anything. I don't like to charge you unless I know what you're looking for too. I'm not the type who's just going to sign you on to get your
and just
money.
take money.
I don't do that. That's not cool. I wasn't raised that way. You know what I mean? Not saying that other PR firms are doing that.
Yeah.
But that's just how business is sometimes.
Yeah.
Some people just want to stack on clients and get as much money as they can, whether it's a service, a product, whatever it might be, without fully analyzing what they could be doing better, what they could be doing more of, what they could be doing less of. And I think it's important to just tackle that per client. No client has the same needs.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. How do you book events? So if per se one of your clients was going to, I don't know, a Tarte event, how does that whole booking process kind of work?
Okay, so it's funny you asked that because one of my freelance clients that I do work for on the side with JJPR, shout out to Jackie and Erica, my girls. I'm here, me being a publicist, plugging everybody I know.
Free lessons here.
So we're actually working with a beauty brand who's releasing a new hair care line.
Oh, cool.
Or just expanding their line.
Expanding the line.
So basically, you all start with your media list. You have to figure out who the best people are to go to in order to get that media event rolling. Yeah. Whether you're inviting influencers or top-tier editors or just local editors, whatever it might be. In this case, it's going to be in LA. So we had to cater our list to LA editors. You have to make sure they live there, they're,
oh, wow.
covering, which you can use sites like Muck Rack or Cision to find out things like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so you can find that out.
Do they usually fly your clients out, or no, that's kind of the...
So we wouldn't fly them out. That's why it's more so you're already there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So if you're in LA,
if you're already in LA, sometimes that happens. For example, how you just brought up Tarte, they have the capacity to fly out.
Yes.
Anybody from anywhere. Yeah. So I'm not working at a scale like that. That'd be great if I ever get there one day. But right now, no. No. I'm not even going to the event. No, but you know what I mean. So basically, you start with your media list. Get all the names you need. You get your RSVPs. A lot of the times, editors like to ask for a +1. It's really up to the brand whether it's a strictly media event
or not.
Yeah. You know, it really just depends also on the size of the event. Like some events could be as small as 10 people.
Yeah, and as big as like thousands.
Yes, exactly. So it really depends. Then, you know, you got to send Uber vouchers, things like that.
Oh, wow. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. Uber vouchers. What is that? Like a certain amount of money can be spent that night?
Yep, for Uber. So basically we'd send them a code like saying like, here, like go to this address, pick them up, do the whole thing, take them home.
So do you do like mostly in the city of New York?
Yeah, mostly things like that. And especially because we're local, like some events around here.
I mean, also New York City, it's just such a great outlet of like connections and building. And there's a lot of brands there too. Exactly. So you almost don't have to go to LA. You can always just go to New York.
Exactly. But in this case, like, it just happens to be in LA. Okay?
Yeah.
But yeah, so kind of Uber vouchers, all that good stuff, setting up the food, setting up the decorations, whatever it is. It really depends on what the client wants to handle and what they are tapping you to handle.
And what's your biggest challenge, you would say, owning a PR firm?
Oh, my God. The biggest challenge.
There's a lot.
I would say the biggest challenge is not only getting the attention of the press. So it doesn't matter if you have the coolest story in the world. If these editors are getting hundreds of emails a day, especially if they work for like the New York Times or Forbes or something as big as that, they're getting inundated with emails. You know, it's about managing client expectations too. Yeah. And kind of saying like, hey, listen, like I'm pitching you out as much as I can without annoying these editors. But I'm also, you know, I haven't heard back yet. I can't do anything about that. Yeah. I can't make them open their email.
You're kind of just like, I'm doing as much as I can.
Exactly. And I'm very lucky, blessed, like my clients, like, don't give me a hard time. I love them. You know, we all have a great relationship.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's great. But just for other people, like, because in the past, like other places I've worked, I have had clients who are kind of like eager and anxious because of the money that they're spending, which I get. You know, they're spending, you know, hundreds or thousands of dollars depending on where they're going. And maybe not getting results as quickly as they want to. But the thing about PR is, yes, it's all results-based, but you can't necessarily, like, quantify it.
Yeah, so that makes sense.
You might not see an ROI, per se. Like, if you're spending money on, like, advertising dollars for Facebook, there is a guaranteed conversion rate, whether that's 1% or 20%. You know, you can hit your audience, but this is easier, like, route if you're trying to be organic.
Organic and have like very like transparent information.
Exactly, and like well thought out articles and pieces, but it takes time. I tell all my clients like it's a long-term strategy.
It's not just going to come. Exactly. I feel like that's with everything right now. Social media jobs, like even starting this, like I know it's not going to be a thing overnight. And it's going to be like a long-term process, but eventually then you could look back and be like, I did it.
Exactly.
And not be like, oh, well, I wish I did it later. I wish I did it sooner.
Exactly. And it's so worth it too, but I understand frustrations though is like, okay, you're giving whoever X amount of money
so much like time and attention,
and 2 months go by and you don't have a placement, or 2 months go by and you don't have an influencer that you want wearing your stuff or using your product. I understand that frustration, but at the same time there's thousands of brands that
will take you on.
Exactly. So we have to work together to differentiate. I love to like give business consulting. I like to give like PR consulting to my clients to just coach them where they need to be. Some clients just kind of like have it themselves already. They have stuff for me to work with, and I'm able to push that out, and then they'll get more responses. It's really also a matter of editorial calendars, you know.
Yeah, like what's available for them during that time.
Exactly. Something could, you know, like I could have an amazing story, the best story I've ever heard from one of my clients, and craft the most beautiful press release and the best pitch, and then
it could be picture perfect.
Yes, exactly. And then an hour later, like, something crazy happens in America, and then the news is just like hyper focused on that.
Because it's so crazy how television too can change people's perspectives or shift. Because like when the Tarte trip was going out, everyone was looking at Tarte, and now with like the whole Vanderpump Rules, like the scandal, like everyone's on that, but no one's like looking at like a small creator trying to build. So it's just the timing of everything.
And we can't predict what's going on in other people's lives.
That is
other brands' lives.
Crazy. Like learning this information, especially from a PR, like, you know, co-founder, like you don't hear this a lot. Like it's very nice to hear from someone that's very transparent about
always.
it.
That's like my biggest thing. Like I'm no bullshit all the time.
No bullshit here.
None. And the new agency I'm joining, I'm very happy to like kind of take the reins over there too and just be a part of that because they're no bullshit.
Are you gonna do both or you don't know? Yeah, cool.
I mean for the most part.
Yes.
I'm going to try and at least manage both. I mean, most of my efforts are definitely going to be with a new agency, but, my clients that I have, again, there's
yeah, you're going to manage both.
Exactly. Like, I'm not taking on anybody new right now, but if I do have space for that, it's going to go to my assistant. And building from there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I'm kind of just figuring things out. Again, I'm 26, I'm 26. I was like, how old am I?
Thinking, how old are you?
I was like, how old am I? I was going to say 27, but I'm not.
Almost there.
Almost there. But, it's I don't think I have it all figured out. I don't know everything. I'm not going to sit here and say that I do. But I do know what I'm talking about in terms of PR and media landscape. I know that editors don't want to be annoyed with the same pitch over and over again. And it's important to coach clients and just have them know exactly where, they stand within the media. I'm always open and honest. If I didn't get you anything this month, I'm going to tell you.
Yeah, you're not going to just, be like, hey.
I'm not going to fluff it up. I'm not going to lie and say, oh, Forbes is interested in you today when they aren't. I'm not doing that. I'm just not. Sorry, I never will. So anybody, if I have real opportunities for you, I'm going to tell you in real time. I'm never just going to sit and wait. I'm going to let you know, you got this in the pipeline. One of my clients, Tyler's got a podcast feature coming out, which is going to be great. And then, Sid Smith is going to be in a few articles here and there.
Yeah, I saw that she's also doing, a tattoo tour.
Exactly. Brush by Soap. They're going to be in the Asbury Park Tech soon.
So cool.
Intended Goods, we've gotten him in the hands of a few UFC fighters. And, again, it's just a matter of, I can't control.
It's also about who you know and what you know these days.
Exactly. So with Intended Goods, we'll send clothes to celebrities and fighters and this, that, and the other thing, sports players.
Yeah.
And they get it, and that's what I can do there. I get it in the hands
and then
of them.
You don't know if they'll post it.
Exactly, because you're not paying them because they charge lots of money. Sometimes they'll just
are these addresses public, or you have to go through?
I have to go through different people, different avenues. So when you're kind of working with influencers and celebrities, just so people know,
they're not that easy.
Yeah, it's not that easy. It's always important to try and get in touch with their PR reps, or if it's a smaller company, just one of the founders.
Has anyone charged you for sending things? Or they attempted, and you're
yes, that happens. Yeah. So sometimes we'll reach out and say, hey, I'd love to gift you this shoe or this hoodie or this product.
Yeah.
And if it's an influencer, they might say, okay, my rates are however much for an Instagram reel or a TikTok or.
I just would want to know some of the I can just imagine a few ballparks out of certain ones.
Yes.
And you're okay.
Yeah, some of them are ridiculous, but I get it because if they're generating more sales for you, then they're going to want.
They're your marketing key.
Exactly. So but there's ways to go about it where it's organic. Like I said, Intended Goods, we kind of push out the clothes
as much as you can.
As we can.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, we cannot make anybody post about them if we're not paying them. We cannot make anybody write an article about them if we're not paying them. But at the end of the day, say you were to spend $15,000 for a spot in a magazine, an ad spot. Okay?
Yeah.
Then that's your whole budget for a few months of PR.
You're done. You're just gonna have to wait
with that one article. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
You have the opportunity with PR to get yourself exposure in more places, spending way less of the money. And kind of just allocating your budget in different ways instead of just spending $15,000 on one piece that may or may not even do anything for you.
Wow.
So that's why I think it's more important to go.
This is very educational. I'm loving this. I'm going to use some of these strategies.
Thanks. But yeah, it's a lot of grinding and slow burns and little successes here and there.
You got it.
Yeah, and me and one of my colleagues, Erica Pisano, she's an amazing publicist and dear friend of mine. We always say even a little response and feedback is a success in and of itself.
I know. I feel when I try to get guests on here, I emailed everyone and their mothers, and the people who still took the time to answer, they're good luck in school, can't do it, busy, but I'm okay,
exactly.
At least they know that I tried.
Exactly.
And then, you never know if you run down to them down the line, or they're oh, I remember you emailed me, or you remember, you sent me clothes.
Exactly.
So it all comes in full circle.
Exactly.
Is there any advice you would, go back and tell yourself now in the position that you are?
Probably so much. Probably so much.
Don't do this, do this.
Literally. There's just, again, there's so much to learn from just being on your own and being with agencies.
Yeah.
Again, PR is a lot of grinding, a lot of waiting, a lot of trying your best to craft that perfect narrative. Yeah. But I think I would tell myself to not stress so much about the little things.
And just
chill. Breathe. Because we're not brain surgeons. I love to say this all the time. We're not brain surgeons. We're not saving lives in that way. We might be saving your brand image, but at the end of the day, it can wait. I think it's really important to like have those self-care moments, you know.
Yeah, don't take back.
Like don't like work for 15 hours a day every single day.
I can never do that.
Yeah, well, trust me, in PR does end up happening a lot for whatever reason, I don't know. Because yes, okay, sure, your product launch might be next week, but I don't think we need to, you know, like kill ourselves over
27 hours.
Again, like right now, all my clients, they're fantastic. I don't have these problems anymore, but this is something just being in PR that we've had in the past, and I can assure you anybody who's been in PR for at least 2 years has experienced something like that. But I just think it's important to have the balance, and I think I would tell myself to just like chill the fuck out. Yeah,
like really chill out. Now, what would you say to someone, as I could even ask for this for myself, as someone like coming out of college wanting to do this, and like the money? I feel like everyone, that is like the question of the hour, is like, when do you see the money for yourself? And like, what advice would you do to start seeing that income? Because I think everyone does get a little nervous, because especially me, like after college, I'm hoping to make this my career, but like I know years is going to take money. But like, what's like one thing you would say to someone? If
I would say, just start, and sorry, I'm like the microphone.
No, you're good. It's like falling.
Let's fix. No, I would just say, kind of just start from wherever you can, whether it's the bottom, whether it's mid-level. I'll hold it.
Malfunctions here on these tables.
Just kind of like start where you can and work your way up. You can't do anything about the amount of money somebody's going to give you unless you make it yourself. That's kind of like my mentality.
Yeah.
I could go to the best PR agency in the world, and there's still at some point in time be a cap on my income. So I think there needs to be other avenues, like you're doing this podcast. So I think for you, I'm just going to go off specifically. Once you graduate, find your full-time job, do this on the side, and just keep doing it. You'll make extra income eventually. And, you know, once
then hopefully quit the job.
Yeah, exactly. And then eventually kind of just like go from there and build your income and build more money. A lot of PR firms offer good salaries. I will say that, especially if you're in the city, they offer competitive rates depending on your position. So it's definitely not a bad career to go in, but at the same time,
it's definitely one of those.
It's competitive.
Yeah,
you know, everybody wants to, you know, do it. There's brands that are trying to get in PR agencies, brands that are leaving. It really depends on what the agency needs. But I just think you need multiple streams of income. You know, once
you start small, you're just gonna have to accept the fact.
Yeah, exactly. Especially like just graduating. You know.
Yeah.
That's we're
having a little malfunctions.
Technical difficulties. It's okay. Exactly. But okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. And we're back.
Ready and going. Okay, I think we're back.
Cool. Yeah. All right, we're good. No, but as I was saying, like even this, for example, like these are just like little things that happen along the way. Like,
and you're just gonna have to.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like some people take things way too seriously, and that's another piece of advice I'll give myself. Just like don't take shit too seriously, because it's not. And I should listen to myself now, because like I struggle with anxiety. I like fucking panic all the time. Like the smallest thing happens, and I think I'm like gonna like die.
You're gonna die.
Yeah. So like don't stress. I stress over money still. Like I have student loans. Like I'll tell you all right now. Like I'm over $100K in debt.
Me too.
Yeah. I don't care. I'll tell anybody that. It doesn't matter. So like I feel like people see me and think I'm doing so well, and she's got all this money. Like I really don't.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. I really don't. And I'm doing well in terms of like I'm trying.
Yeah. You know. I'm trying. I'm attempting.
I'm trying my best, and I try every day for myself and for my clients. You know, my friends and family, whoever it may be, but I'm not like some little rich girl, like, la-di-da. Like,
this is my career.
Yeah, trust me. Like, there's still a long way to go, and I know I'll get there. My boyfriend's like been great and supportive too. Aww. Like he's awesome. Yeah, like shout out to him. But you know,
shout out to him.
Yeah. but pretty much like. Yeah, you can't beat yourself up, and you just,
there we go, malfunction part 2.
You can't beat yourself up, and you kind of just have to keep going. Again, it's not picture perfect.
Yeah.
Nothing
like
is.
These chords.
Yep, exactly. Nothing is. And I would never like lie about that or want people to think that I'm some like fucking hot shot.
Yeah, like you
baller, like PR girl. No, that's the goal. That's the goal for sure, but I'm not. Like again, I'm 26, and all these people on Instagram like showing their shit off. They're lying to you.
Yeah, they're lying to you. They've been through.
They're lying. Yeah, unless they've like truly worked hard and everything. Like it's just like all for aesthetics, and it's a facade. So don't fall for it, people.
Well, thank you, Cassie, for coming on BS with Bella.
Of course.
Tune in next week for another episode. Make sure to like and subscribe to never miss an episode. See you guys later. Bye.